course, they do have a B side to execute in mind, and VP not going for any information means that there aren't going to be any free kills to find either. VP, though, Qikert, good position, but not good on the firepower. That's going to be 2 kills early on, going the way of Gambit. That makes it much harder to come through, and like you said, you got to keep an eye out for Buster, but now not just because of the kit, because you need him to show up on the bomb site. YEKINDAR leading the charge forward slowly, though. You know that they can't really rush things because there's been so much time given over to Gambit to get into post-plant situations. Everyone's perfectly positioned. How can you move past this? SANJI's got to win the first duel, and he just won't. Axel's been rigorous on the AD spam, so there's no way he can get an easy shot. interz now in pursuit. Wants to take them down, and is doing so successfully. YEKINDAR's the only person remaining alive, and with a jump down, he will at least get 1, but the adjustment will net him 2. 2 is where it all ends, though. And that'll be Gambit. Kevlar, so that nade hurts all the more. Oh, double drop down comes in. YEKINDAR's good for both, though. SANJI and himself were both ready at him because of the Molotov that was already deployed. Buster's been given some space. But he's got to... Oh, YEKINDAR, how did he even get there?
That extra damage as well through the smoke. Axel's low, and YEKINDAR finds him. Finishes off the job. He's on for the...
Maybe just listening to the tunes, but YEKINDAR, what a round coming out from him. I'm not even sure how he managed to circle back around there. At least the ace is denied for him. Take advantage of the posterity.
That's also something to note, is that last time these two teams faced, key to play off one another. James going for this nice early,
no,
but
he could be cut off. He's gonna be... Oh, but Shiro actually found a kill towards Buster, was trying to use that as a distraction. Shiro was ready for it. And Jame, although he tries to turn and face, both ops are now down. YEKINDAR's once again saving the day. interz down low, forced back by the Molotov, while Qikert moves in from the side, finds Shiro as he dropped down, and the bomb can't be planted. Qikert's been too much of a chaotic force on this bomb site.
Nowhere really to go. interz is far too low, and he's trapped into that site, so he'd have to give up that bomb control, instead going for the plant.
And YEKINDAR's creeping in from up top. He should be able to find this. interz even shows his elbow off. YEKINDAR should know this.
Smoke's fading.
It's dissipating on his side. YEKINDAR, who is he gonna catch? nafany with 1 HP, once again surviving. Bear Grylls has got nothing on him, and as Qikert tries to run away from the nades, a flashbang from his own teammate will save nafany's life for a while longer. Inside the smoke, these two players lie and wait.
The volley missed.
It did, and that's going to be problematic. Qikert, he's just taking the defuse, and although Axel comes out, SANJI's there, but somehow, right at the...
Really showed their hand now that team aim present. SANJI's called for the rotate.
SANJI could be overwhelmed through the smoke. Shiro's been able to trace him down. interz, meanwhile, trying to get a slightly more elevated position while Shiro's still firing away, and interz has realized their advantage. Drops down and doesn't want to lose, while Qikert has been tagged up by his own teammates. YEKINDAR moving outside, but Hobbit's ready. They're being overrun. Qikert is so low, and it's a 2v2. Now down to 1. Jame and an op versus rifles and deagle. Not the situation, and Shiro's been given a little bit of a shock as he misses the shot that he should be the one to take first point. YEKINDAR has bought himself enough time to back off and reset, and although he's done so, it's Buster who actually manages to take advantage of YEKINDAR's aggression, but can't recover the rifle to the same extent because he doesn't have armor, so he doesn't quite have the same threat to him. Axel, meanwhile, is very threatening, but Qikert is right behind Jame and Buster as well, finding 1 apiece in the meanwhile. Long-ass hands that these CT agents can have. 9-6 start to the half would be fantastic, especially given how standard Gambit's been playing, but interz has found 2 on the opener somehow. Gets both. They were looking opposite ways. YEKINDAR and SANJI just not able to cover for each other.
What a start here for Gambit. Was about to comment on the good amount of emphasis here for VP towards ladder. And it's actually come back to bite them. Another pick on that A bomb site, so resources being used on over, but B has been compromised. They have, I think, recognized this. Team could punish Hobbit.
Go for the save. Hobbit. Who's punishing? Who is the question? Because Jame's been found out. Buster is the only player left. He can't save the op. There's no way for it. Hobbit's going to guarantee that by holding on to it, maybe chucking it over a wall. And you're going into the next round on a very slender buy. Buster short. Consolation is good. You can have a shoulder to cry on, but Shiro's just going to Even break that.
But much easier for us on the X-ray.
He is big, great lineup from YEKINDAR, shuts him down. So drop will come through. SANJI, not quite the same effective defense that he had when he had to be running into, especially considering VP. Hell, if they had 2 more Molotovs, this round might be practical.
Awkward stuff there for nafany. YEKINDAR just pops up right behind him, and as he turns, it's a free frag. Man advantage for Gambit. They're creeping Ivy, and they're really prepared for this. Look at, there's 2 players here and close for VP.
Expecting it. Buster still turns around in time, even though they spaced it so nicely. Qikert, in the meanwhile, has found nafany, and it's only Shiro who's caught by a flash. Gambit even tried to get tricky. Shiro is going to be the only thing that stops him from taking control of this bomb. So he's got a P2K, gets the first one. Fire rate advantage not kicking in yet, and he's moving past to be able to find SANJI after the bomb goes down. It will be planted. Meanwhile, Shiro just trying to lock out the player on highway in case he's peeking out as well. YEKINDAR shows himself off. Shiro still fighting in from the bomb site. He's being closed in upon, but now has to go forward. YEKINDAR finally takes him down, and the fight is not going the way of VP, but Buster tilts the scale in their favor, while YEKINDAR still alive, so aware, leaving interz alone, and Buster will shut him.
Heaven drop down play, 35 seconds for VP to make their move, and SANJI still on that lurk. He's going to be sussed out, so VP are going to have to speed this one up.
This is going to be problematic because Gambit are going to start rotating over a lot faster with only 25 seconds. Shiro's made the call, and he's found the shot as well. This is going to be a fast rotation back from the CTs, but the Ts, they're second guessing themselves. They've taken too long, and Shiro's just mining them out one by one, leaving only YEKINDAR to try to save the op. Virtus.pro just fall apart after SANJI goes down. They don't have the utility to block off Shiro at any given point, and with that, he's trying to get back into connector, play from a place where his teammate can provide a little bit more cover fire, and he can maybe just mine off one. But it's nafany who gets caught on the background. Now it's a 3-on-5, and Shiro's in a place where he cannot retreat. He has to find his way out. Saving is not an option, and it's Axel to keep him safe from at least one side. The time's not working out for them, and Shiro's trying to trace out the bomb, but SANJI from behind is missing shots. The bomb is down on the ground, and the question is, can interz make his way over in time? SANJI will be able to get the plant. And interz, I mean, this has to be a safe call for him.
This is what we're talking.
I mean, 1 or 2 things going the other way could have just blown it open. nafany finding a deal, but even then, nafany's doing a good job of being able to run away before the flame can pop. Now YEKINDAR peeks out, but Shiro's there on the trade, makes it 2. Looks for more, lines up 3. Drops the bomb as well, and with 28 seconds on the clock, Shiro might be looking to move into the smoke. Instead, trails back. It's set up for an ace. Qikert around the corner. Shiro's going for it, but it's Hobbit to finish off. Gambit really seems to be the missing piece for Gambit right now.
With how often teammates been taken without flashes, it's actually a marvel that YEKINDAR gets that.
Well, that is good stuff from SANJI. Always good with the deagle, and he's just backed off, not trying to recover anything. And Hobbit, even more damage. They're just making this hell for Buster. And what's hell without some fire? Buster trying to get away from it, but he's been tagged up. Hobbit knows it. Hobbit, he's going to find him, and you know it. He's brought down Buster. It's a 2v3. Shiro's position is smoked off, but he knows where SANJI is. That's a bigger risk to him. YEKINDAR's got a gap in that smoke. He knows everything right now, man.
Yeah, that looks by design.
Yeah.
If not very heads-up play there from YEKINDAR. That teammate control in the early stages. Gambit taking that gamble and being punished for it, not even going to get away with the rifle. 14. Utility set to prevent team main control is good, but YEKINDAR slipped the net.
Well, he might have slipped the net initially, but they're still having him for dinner. Cooked sushi. Feels so wrong, but tastes so right. Qikert finds Axel in the meanwhile. Buster as well, right around the corner. This smoke's going to dissipate soon. They've not had much luck with smokes, and this won't be any different.
VP are still set up for this A bomb site. interz in the off angle could be big.
interz has got 1, makes it 2. That is everything. VP have suddenly given up any advantage they had. And again, it's the same angle where Shiro showed up, but Qikert is at least there to save. And Sal Flashman coming through. Hobbit knows he has to rotate. Is it going to be too late? The bomb hasn't made its way over just yet. He's been spotted out by the player on highway. Grenade going in deep. Going to do good damage, but no, it's too shallow. That could have been everything. Qikert is so low as well. These heals would have been infinitely easier. Shiro and Hobbit fighting to save their lives. Hobbit dropping down, and the T's just have to play this with patience and nothing else. That's all that is required of them. Shiro waiting for the peek, tries to flick, and that means Qikert's got space to back off as well. Hobbit, though, has been peeked into once again. It's all Jame, a 1v1. Jame's not had the best of games so far, but Shiro without the kit, he just needs to delay. That's all he needs. Shiro doesn't have the time. He knows he needs to rush forward, and they've done it. Gambit are not going to be able to sneak this one away. It will be Jame to fight and save their lives. It's the 16th for VP. And it's a shaky performance at times, but it is the terrorist side that goes almost flawless.
There for VP or Gambit, respectively. Actually looking for aggression. SANJI's won the duel over at long as well, and Buster's going to continue pushing in. The timing's not going to work out. Gambit have slipped on by. Jame not even really holding the angle fine enough as well to spot out nafany. Oh, awkward for Shiro. Caught in the jump, but getting individual fights. That's a 1-1 for against Qikert, and now interz can help him out. They're actually picking apart the VP setup in spite of all that information they got in the early stages.
But VP still have Buster available. He's been so good this entire series. Finds the initial duel and manages to back off the flashbang. Not there. It's a smoke, actually. Shiro, though, with the P250, catches out a man. But James caught out the bomb. He's bought time for SANJI to start moving in. He even moves past into the smoke and running right out of it. Ducking and diving. Trying to delay as long as he can, allowing SANJI to come over. But without the kit, they need to move fast. nafany still yet to reveal himself. Although they do have an idea that he is in the tunnel from the smoke trajectory earlier on. Shiro waiting for the peek to come through. nafany's the first one to take contact. They just need a little bit more time, and Jame will be boxed out off the side. An impossible crossfire to get past. Jame needs to be so crisp in these shots, and nafany needs to make a mistake. And he's not going to be having any of it. Jame comes in with one. nafany on the other side, though, peeking forward, blindly rushing him down.
On into the tournament. Now that they've been called to action here in the finals, they are more willing to let their hair down.
Oh, that's what I was talking about. Hobbit's very good at getting control of his short, and this is where, you know, so much of the game industry seems to be revolving around short control, so you can go for the Avangard smokes, Michael. Qikert as well. Tagged up pretty heavily. Well, interz. Oh, not expecting YEKINDAR to have pushed forward all that far already.
Mm-hmm. Second time around that we've seen VP go for B tunnels control, especially, I mean, it's only been 2 rounds, so trying to set a precedent nice and early.
Oh, Jame. Oh. What a shot from him. He might be able to double that one up as well. There's a scout on the other side which has the bomb, so for Shiro to move in is hard, but Axel makes it all the easier. Qikert in the meanwhile at least finds another one, so VP are still in contention, especially with YEKINDAR having full HP and a AK in his hands now. Smoke as well on top of it all. VP should be going for this. YEKINDAR taking the long-range duel, but Axel's the one to win. It's been a while since he's been able to get out the better of YEKINDAR this series, but a good time to start showing up. Unfortunately, still a 1-on-2 and Shiro's tag down to 13, and Qikert with the follow-up. So good on the scout that round. They'll be able to clean up an anti-eco. Sorry, rather, they'll be able to clean up an anti-eco from their own side. It all just comes down to Gambit being a little bit too isolated when they're coming up towards that A bomb site, a little bit too far apart.
Yeah, no.
A little bit audacious, good nade timing coming in, very heavy damage, and YEKINDAR might be able to capitalize with the MP9. Good for one, but not the second. Took too long to take the first down, and nafany can punish because of it. While James is forced back by the flames, Shiro will find one at SANJI to fall. Jame, though, will follow up, but not for long enough. He can't keep himself alive. nafany was away. The duck position has now dropped the bomb. Qikert has a chance. The bomb's so far away. He's in a 1-on-2. They're both low. Qikert can isolate these duels. They're peeking one by one. It's going to be hard, but it's Shiro who saves the day. If you lose a player, you save. But you've got to pick. And the B bomb site's empty. What are you going to do here? Especially, well, YEKINDAR does find the initial kill. That makes it a lot easier of a decision to make. They have to go for this at this point. But no kits on them.
Yeah, that's the confusing part about this. Setting up for the retake without a kit means that you're going to have to speed things up on this approach. Oh, Shiro's in an awkward position. He's gotten 2. A third would have been a huge favor here for Gambit, but still very contestable. They know that a couple more players are coming, but it's only Axel now to clutch.
A 1-on-3, also silent on train, but it's time for him to choo-choo away. Gets the first, turns around for 2, third on the way, sees a shadow by Jame. He's there and on point. The time's gonna tick down low, but James should have the defuse regardless. It'll get close to the wire, and as we hear it, James brings it home.
Hard one to duel with how proficient Hobbit is.
Oh, very important kill for YEKINDAR to be able to find over there. nafany, meanwhile, they're jumping down. He's caught up by Jame, who had a clear sight line on him, not playing from the side, playing from elbow instead.
That's a hard shot to hit.
Very. Inside the smoke spot, Hobbit. Well, he's peeking forward. He will recover, despite Jame looking very ready for that one. The CTs are split apart. It'll all come down to what SANJI can get done. Long range enough that the flashes shouldn't matter, but an AWP on the other side definitely will. He's just not peeking for now, waiting for any sort of a cue to be given from Qikert and company. Qikert caught out. That should be the save call. Buster, though, maybe in line. He will be peeking in once again, and AK can be recovered. He's going up to short, and he'll be putting on a lot of pressure. Shiro, though, still trained on a SANJI, not moving an inch. He knows the possibility, but as he turns away for the smoke, SANJI still hasn't peeked out, so it really does seem like he's lost his only opportunity. But I say that, and he gets a straight headshot. They've grouped up along, peeking in forward. They've got another kill. The retake is on. A 1v1 with SANJI trying to get away, but Shiro's ducked behind the short boxes. 7 HP, and it's a USP. Shiro no-scoping from medium range. The older jail one, rather. I'll let them know in just a minute. SANJI smokes them off as well, and now he's right behind it, spraying back. Good damage, but can't finish him up.
How annoying is SANJI in a round like this? YEKINDAR as well went for similar plays.
SANJI's already found a kill. So many casualties on the Gambit side. They need to start recovering. SANJI, however, is just going to be a menace on this bomb site, not moving away from it at all. The anchors are doing such a good job, and then Jame comes in with a quick pop-off of Axel's head. interz is trying to, not interz, Hobbit is trying to go for the flank on the long, but he's already so low that he has to be very careful in the risks he takes. The bomb being this far away as well. interz! Wild.
Game being given up. Now let VP take a third.
Just to comment on the smoke that I mentioned earlier on Hobbit, the reason why he's not throwing it.
Short control here for VP. So YEKINDAR investigate this on a lower buy, and SANJI, very critical shot to hit.
Very crisp as well, and as he just runs back through the Molotov, will lose most of his HP, but Virtus.pro don't need to know that. Very passive initially from Shiro this time over. So far, you know, we've seen some big moments from him, but not as much with the AWP. interz, meanwhile, does found Buster, who this is really nicely played from him. But nafany's crap pass. He's got the bomb as well. interz is just holding the angle. Qikert tried to be sneaky by ducking away, and he got the headshot, but not the kill. Jame, who'd been forced back towards short, simply cannot help in defending, and that is one of the problems you'll have with that smoke. Is interz, he'll pop out soon from the side, gets the kill, freebie.
At least as far as gun rounds go, I think I'm inclined to agree.
Buster now, though, right on the corner, will try to pick things up, has good for one, and can reposition backward. That's where James here to back him up, but nafany in mid has already found headroom. And by headroom, I mean inside James' head. Buster, meanwhile, missing a few shots, and from above, Shiro! He's got wings, Michael! SANJI as well from the back lines would at least give them an advantage, but Qikert, he considered pushing through the smoke, decides against it, maybe for good reason even, but you're taking so much time out when you don't have kits. Hobbit and Shiro, they're doubling up on window to try and defend this. Shiro will just have a small sight line. Hobbit shows himself, and Shiro, all he has to do is play for time. The Molotov will be away. They might not be expecting him to be here. Gets the chance for one, but he just gets brought down, and it seems like Virtus.pro will be able to recover. But holy shit, what was that shot on a Buster?
Yeah, I mean, that's just gonna happen. We've seen, of course, interz hit a kind of an in-air.
Heavily. Meanwhile, one of the problems that we've seen is that Gambit have been able to get short control so many times. And Hobbit this time doesn't even wait for utility to be deployed. He just walks right through. Gets 2 kills. They're even expecting that. They're watching out for that. Hobbit just wins the duels.
Yeah, how good has Hobbit been? Even chucking up guns to his teammates so that they can dispatch of the AWPs. Of course, it was a double up setup here for VP. That seems to be the ideal territories for them across many different maps. And Gambit know it, so they want to make sure that doesn't fall into their hands once again. They know that they're on the save, but money is aplenty here for Gambit to chase these down. SANJI is gone. Now eyes on B.
Oh, Qikert. Very low. This is not going to be a chance for them to be able to save. Gambit have got so much money. They'll throw their bodies, they'll throw their souls, but Virtus.pro, they'll be the ones to throw their weapons. And this is the second time we've seen them actually being going for an attempt to control short, but hold it, because SANJI, he's gone down after trading away. The opposite.
Only one smoke for the cross.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, they go for the deep one, actually. They're instead going to be prioritizing CT, but the flash is there. It's good. Qikert has got himself 2 quick kills. 35 seconds on the clock, and it all comes down to Jame. nafany is pushing through, and Buster's just too far away. The bomb can make its way over. But is Jame actually keeping an eye out for it? The smoke is missed as well. Hobbit, no. Oh, Jame adjusts his aim because the smoke is dissipating. nafany now long range, good for one. Back to a 1v1. Jame switches out for the AK. Hobbit's aware of this now with the op. There was a chance, but a nade goes through. Hobbit down to 7 HP. No scoping away. Switches out for the deagle, looking for the quick headshot. It's a one-on-one. No Molotov to flush him out, and he's on Gandalf, but Jame says, "You're the one who shall not pass." Virtus.pro get themselves up to 5, and what a back and forth affair, Michael. Gambit, you can say what you want about VP, and yes, we have leveled a lot of criticism against them, which I think is fair, but just jump down into CT if they think that's a better idea. There goes the smoke, there goes the flashes. CT jump is coming through, but Jame and Buster are already down. They're all falling. Hobbit just cannot be contested. 3 swift kills with a USP. Used to be a big thing back in the day. Flashbang comes in. Hobbit, he's just waiting to farm up some money, and without any armored opponents, he knows he's going to have a lot of it. But Shiro, well, you know what they say about exit frags. Oppers love them. It's true.
Yeah?
Not exit frags, sorry. Eco frags.
I mean, exits, ecos. Yeah, that's not ideal.
This will be rough.
See if it's a YEKINDAR peek. Prep for Shiro, but Qikert's actually found the frag instead.
And that opens up the bomb side very heavily. They're very clustered inside CT spawn. For them to go through is not easy. Another Molotov keeps Hobbit at bay, and there's a one-way smoke for him to use, but no one's actually peeking in over here. Buster's planting close to him, but there's nothing he can do about it. Now that the Molotov is extinguished, he's moved boss a better position, but again, smokes all around. Buster's got another. Hobbit is coming in from the side through the smoke. He's got one. Og is now picked up. A Molotov right behind to force him forward, and he's got another one. Hobbit keeps on going. James dead as well. He's got 3. Back onto the bomb site they go, and with the flare forced into a corner, Qikert is low and can't peek too easily. SANJI has to step up, but he's backed off instead. He's waiting for them to make a move. Qikert will be the one to take the peek, and they're not sticking yet, but Hobbit has 4.
Where would they be this map without this man?
God only knows.
29 kills.
It just goes to show you VP's style. I mean, just not contesting him that much, just not able to contest him that much. Good for one, but oh, come on, Hobbit. You're just making it look easy at this point. Got up to 30 in 19 rounds. SANJI will at least find some ground towards the A-bomb site. The smoke will force Shiro into a slightly more uncomfortable position. He'll have to let them cross over. The bomb should be planted, but a flashbang from Hobbit will once again buy some time. He's still aware of a player behind, though.
We're taking the fight. They're using utility to try and force him back, and like you said, worried about the Jame lurk. The rest of the Gambit squad are still relatively spread. I think the plan is to
have one throughout their entire season off. In fact, I think the reasons why you won't see that many people call on the star players the same way, but we're gonna put a pause over there because interz is putting a pause on Virtus.pro. He's got 3. nafany even assisting with 1 in the middle, and interz trying to move through. An AK picked up. And Virtus.pro, not twice over, my friends, not twice over. Axel, meanwhile, caught out in the middle. of the map. Side for free, but he's revealed himself, and now Shiro is aware. Shiro knows what's coming into him. YEKINDAR needed to find that kill instantly. Shiro just ducks right out. Repeat. They know exactly where he is. And yeah, he'll see the first player. Doesn't pull the trigger yet. Waiting for the double swing to come through. But he jumps up at that time. Jame, good for a kill. Oh, Molotov there. Hobbit, while blind, is able to damage enough. And Buster, well, going out again is a little bit risky, especially with this many players just here to defend. This should be it. VP in a 2v5 without utility even. There shouldn't be a way back into the game. They'll search for one. And with Hobbit's demise, maybe they can start to pray. But we'll have to wait to see. Shiro, mid. I mean, that should be it.
Yeah.
Virtus.pro. A lot of problems coming out in this match for them, but you have to say at the same time, Gambit has played this beautifully. Every single point where they are tested, every single point where you want to raise a question mark, want to raise an eyebrow, it seems like they'll put it.
Couple of smokes there on VP's belt, and you can see that they're kind of lingering the other side of this. Very default style round, but Hobbit finds the first. It's immediately traded though, and Shiro wants to try and get out, but not before trying to get a parting gift.
Now it all comes down to nafany. You talked about how he'll be a focal point before, but now, as both him and Shiro are backing off, the utility starts to rain through from Virtus.pro. Axel going to be very slow on the rotate as they start to move in. YEKINDAR's found nafany. He got the better of him initially. Shiro now waits for the bomb to be planted. They're going to have Axel come up big. But for him to be able to do that, they need to distract for a little while longer. James going to be trailing back to check the flank just in case. But without the kit, this is looking increasingly difficult for the side of Gambit. Smoke still just will not dissipate pretty much. And Axel, as he now trails forward, is spotted out. They've made the call. Qikert moves back to get the kill. And although Shiro's got a few good bullets in, both him and nafany do end up whiffing.
Either here on this T side, so not going to be with funneled down by the scopes.
Oh, interz over here needed to follow through for the second. SANJI and YEKINDAR with the staggered double peek coming in lets them have the mid control entirely. Now, nafany tries to trail back and get some more done, but unfortunately, that is the problem with your B-bomb site anchor abandoning early on and having so many eggs in the middle basket. It won't work out for you all too well. Gambit perhaps expecting slightly more of an aggressive side towards A, which is why nafany wasn't the player who floated over to mid, and they let Axel do a job instead. But, oh, Hobbit cleaning up two very quickly.
Suddenly a chance as well.
Have to recover the kid. Hobbit's stabbed in the back from the side. You know,
just when you're gifted a double like that, it can be hard not to think about going for it. A singular smoke. Now the flash is in response here for Gambit. VP not showing just yet.
Nade. There's been so many good nades going into this one. Gambit's just being weakened up, but Hobbit's fighting back. Not for long as Jame will shut him down. interz still again near the generator. Revealing himself, but the run boost forward right onto the super box is such a strong one. James gonna be able to get the bomb plant down because of it. interz now mollied off, can't even retreat. He's taking so much damage inside the smoke. Qikert is finding him. SANJI's the one to connect on the nafany though, but man, Gambit are even having a rough time saving. That's so nice. That run boost is so cool, actually.
Yeah, especially considering the elevated angle you still have on players. You know, it's not immediately just going into a hidden position. Shiro trying his best to hold on to this all. Will succeed in the first fight, and that may just secure his exit. I really like a lot of what happens over towards that B-bomb site. Highlighted the fact that Bust
with a deagle. And that's what gave him the AK earlier on. YEKINDAR wide swinging out. nafany is ready for it. This time he's even going to be allowed to retreat back. The flashbang though, good enough for Qikert to get a kill. Not good. Might start to think, hey, maybe there's no one there. It was just a fake. Buster though, waiting for the peek to come through slowly. interz will be the first point of contact. Shiro though, while scope will be peeking forward. Buster peeks into him, and that's a mistake. Back to a 3v3. Hobbit now trailing through. SANJI's turned around, and they've got it down to one. Axel, particularly important. But now that he's pulled out the
awkward.
bomb, gotta bring out the AWP again. Hobbit right next to him, playing the close angle, getting up top. Nice no-scope, gives himself a chance. Shiro and Axel both have AWPs as well. Shiro's the only one nearby enough, and he'll wait for his teammate to start moving through. Axel, peeks forward. Jame, what a shot from him, but Shiro's timing is brilliant. Doesn't wait a second too long, and Jame will not be able to bring his AWP out again. Virtus.pro concede their first, but not
Only
something I thought
sometimes.
I'd heard them say, yeah. That being said, though, retake off the A ramp will be fairly successful, only at expense of Jame on the other side of the map as they move forward. nafany, good smoke, but not well timed. Not at all.
Bomb's making its way over towards B. Look how much attention has been dragged on over. Gambit none the wiser. So much effort being put forward, and Qikert's found the kill that will keep them there. This bomb's gonna get planted over the other side, and wait a second, we don't hear beeping that direction.
Shiro was just calling him back, saying, "Oh God, not again. Why are these guys always doing this to us?" Gambit, however, will be forced back to save. And this is actually one of the reasons why I always thought Virtus.pro would actually be a really good Vertigo team, because stylistically it makes a lot of sense for them. When you get down to
these
it,
late
you know,
round
these
rotations.
exactly. That seems like right up Vertigo's alley. You know, these single man fakes, these single man lurks, where YEKINDAR can do a lot more. I'm honestly really surprised that their statistical record is as poor as it is. But I like the thought. Inside the smoke, he's found YEKINDAR this time. Last time, YEKINDAR was able to come through it and find him instead. But now, nafany, he might have gotten too aggressive. Buster's caught him off.
Good. Hobbit caught in transition. Shiro unspotted just yet.
SANJI not really finding much, and Shiro, despite being on the sidelines, will now go for the peek. Secondarily, waits for Buster initially, even when he's been given the information. Over towards the B-bomb site.
Axel's been spotted already, and he's been propped up. Buster just holding him down. Just the AWP difficulties in that bottom corner. Buster trying to make things uncomfortable. interz is committed to the site, and Buster may just gotten that secondary frag. Instead, it's traded right back. VP have some control to work off of.
I've got all the when you're the favorite, and the heavy favorite at that. Sometimes you can't play the percentages. Sometimes you got to play the player. You know, Hobbit and Shiro, your 2 stars are alive. Sometimes you just gotta say, screw it.
Cool, calm, collected player when it comes to locking down those sites. But we actually saw some indecision from him about which angle he wanted to take.
And how many times have we now seen Axel in that exact same position where, hey, you know, Buster just somehow sees him before Axel can get into the position he wanted to take. You know, where he'll come out and peek. Axel won't realize it, but Buster's moved in already. Axel's burning. Axel's burning. Axel's burnt alive to a crisp. Thought that they'd start to move in, but they wait. They have the patience now. Boost up from Shiro. Still doesn't get a kill. And Virtus.pro will get the bomb down successfully. Nade's not there to take down SANJI, even though he's hellishly low.
Back exposed of interz. That could have been another kill, and Gambit would have likely run to save, but they're gonna make this a quick contest. interz and Hobbit finding the kills they need to. James trapped on the site as well, so interz makes it more. Qikert now pulled into a 1-on-3, but there's a molly for that bomb. It's instantly deployed as a smoke as well. Qikert trying to find something, but interz has it under lock. Gambit, they do muster together a 4th round, but it is very, very slim margins. You think about...
That's a very different scoreline to be going into the next half. But Shiro, good shot to start things off. That's very nice. We haven't seen him take this position yet, and this is a great start from Gambit, finding 2 kills early in, and Shiro's not giving up the position either. But the problem's a boost coming forward. Jame might be able to bypass him, and he gets the frag there, and then a return that maybe wasn't expected, but is definitely welcomed. What?
Well, that's an awkward one.
How did that happen?
Buster slipped on by, and Axel just giving a cursory glance. How on earth did he get there? YEKINDAR, same deal. He's in the backlines, and interz is wondering how he got there so quickly. In fact, The VP having some control over this bomb site, but they know Axal's close to that B stairs, and it's going to be a difficult fight to isolate, especially with nafany trapping him in.
Oh god, YEKINDAR could still get this over here, but the rifle barrel is visible as nafany turns the angle and it preps him all the more. So Jame now a 1-on-3. Not really entirely known for his clutches the same way, but he has had a few of them, a fair few of them. That's Qikert, good start to things, but needed the deagle to finish him off. Now, as he follows through, the M4 can be picked up. He does have the bomb as well. 20 seconds, and there's going to be no shenanigans this time over. A flashbang straight into a plant fake. On the sidelines is nafany, but the smoke's giving him cover to move past and find the round win. Gambit press it into them. The madman that he is, as they peek through. There's no utility to help out, but there's a lot of players, and Axal will try to mow them all down, but it's not working. Shiro and Hobbit are called in as backup, and they do indeed back up on the bomb site. Everyone's fallen from the side of VP. Buster, the sole player who's left alive. To what avail is the question. It was very good on the terrorist side, especially at being able to find a few good entries in onto B, but it seems like Hobbit should be able to come through that stab. Buster peeks in, does find one, and now he trails forward. Gets on the ground on the side, will be looking to pick it up, sees the first player, and he's trying to stick it out. The question is, do they try and push in? Yes, Shiro. Of course. Back. Utility being deployed, rotations coming through. The CTs are looking to fight this one out. SANJI on the corner, but Buster on the shot. Trails back behind the steel beams, and he'll be looking for a secondary peek. A wallbang would be frustrating, but SANJI, he's so good on the shot. Buster wants to keep fighting him with Shiro low. It's just a leg shot that he needs. Everything's fallen apart for the side of Gambit. Shiro and interz are trying to fight back. Buster is still not peeking. He's still not peeking. Finally does so.
Good initial shots to make this competitive, and Jame has certainly tried his hands at a few clutches so far. He's been bamboozled though, so it's gonna see what he can recover from his team.
That is crucial for them. VP, if you're giving a round over in a what is effectively an eco round as far as the investment that's gone into it. Qikert's the only one who really bought into this one. Most of everyone else just say straight back into it. VP would much rather go for a retake. Oh, Molotov.
Missed on the Molotov. Yeah.
Nate's
finishes
good.
the job though.
The problem is with the bomb down, it becomes so much harder. They were really relying on their multiple Molotovs and nades to keep the bomb from being planted. And Gambit, despite being in a 3v4, make no mistake about it, nafany's position gives them a massive advantage in this spot. They'll have to move right across. Buster takes the peek, nafany takes the duel, and he keeps the spray going. SANJI, again, trades are good, but you're still having to rely on the bomb. But Shiro's still alive, going for more. Deagle now out, trying to move past. He's found the player inside. The smoke even turns around. This could be another kill. Jame will survive. Oh, that's so nice from Buster. Buster actually manages to crouch his way away. So Shiro had the angle, had the idea, but Buster is able to crouch his way out of it because of the boxing he chooses to opt for. YEKINDAR, though, the trade is there, and they've added another nafany. So good this entire game, man. Seems like every time he's on ramp, he's the one to find success. SANJI, the only player left on this bomb site, and he's just another casualty of war. nafany keeps on adding more and more heads to his trophy kits. Ramble ready. Darp's the only place contested. SANJI with the Molotov down in mid, and a flashbang right in front of him means he's got to back off. Jame and Buster good for a couple of kills. VP are shaping up nicely for what could be their first round on the CT side, but YEKINDAR's down, and they've turned around. They know where Qikert's coming from, but the slower crab walk forward catches them off guard, leaving Shiro alone. A single point of HP might not be enough.
Gambit are converging once again. There's 3 players here. YEKINDAR has his nades out, and the Molotovs are coming.
nafany is as well, and he's also on fire. YEKINDAR, though, quickly puts him out. Shiro, good for the response, and they're just waiting for James. Shiro's disconnected, and this is going to be difficult. The worst possible round for it to happen, but it's still 2v2. It's doable. Hobbit, a flashbang goes over. It'll keep Qikert at bay for a while, but the bomb's planted. Qikert will get the kill nonetheless, leaving Hobbit alone. Double flashes are ready. He'll peek out over here. Has a chance for a duel, but he's missed a few shots, and that might be a few too many. Flashes going overhead, and he's coming in from the side. I love this play, but Qikert's ready for it even.
Really, really close contested round, and you're right, that mistake coming in from Shiro does seem to cost them. They lose out an additional member.
So, wait, they might check it later on. A flashbang does come through, but no, they're not checking this just quite yet. Axel's good for the trade, though, and James been forced to drop down. Doesn't want to contend with massive. Buster, if he drops down over here, that's his death guaranteed. Turning this corner is nearly impossible without going down to the deagle, and there it is. The advantage accrued. A flashbang miss, though, is not going to be insignificant, because SANJI's coming through here. Qikert and SANJI moving right past. Bombs being planted. Nade will be decent, but not that good. Qikert's been forced to come in with the rifle, and Shiro's in position for trading.
Axel secured the flank as well. They're gonna have to try and pick these players apart, especially with Shiro still being up so close. Hobbit will try and swing off the contact.
SANJI moving in. Hobbit is baiting for Shiro. SANJI runs out of bullets, and Hobbit's got the duel. Shiro finally falls, but a 2-on-1 means James just running away, dude. This is not what you want to see if you're a fan of VP. They're not going to have money in the next round to be able to get a proper buyout, so you don't really blame them for the save, but you don't want to see Gambit being able to run away with an eco.
Actually converging towards this B-bomb site where Buster is posted.
Good adjustment for Buster, even this angle. Exactly what's been allowing him to get away time and time again, but re-peeking could have been a mistake. Gambit, they're moving right back into things. Qikert,
the boost?
up. The boost is there. nafany could be able to find him, and indeed he has, but it's still a 3v3. Interz was low enough.
They've got Hobbit on the lurk, so they're waiting to see the rotation right back to B because of the sound cues. And Hobbit's got them dead to right. SANJI, he has to come up big here.
10 seconds on the clock. nafany moving past, doesn't clear it properly. SANJI, that second kill.
More important than the last.
Such a dangerous game for Gambit to play, but flirting with danger is what Hobbit does best.
God damn.
Hell, some people flirt. Hobbit takes home. VP, who's going to make a move from them to try and recover. YEKINDAR is getting in position. Good for one, but again, the trades are not going to favor you on the CTs. But with the Molotovs being expended, now he's forced back. The smoke is deployed to try and block them out. There's not much time. Jame gets the first. The repeak is covered. Qikert is helping him out. And Gambit, they may have just given VP a chunk for 15. Hobbit saving the AK. He knows they're not going to have money. Their loss bonus, nada. Well, he's just hoping to stay hidden away. Not something you see from him all too often. James actually... Oh my god! The rifle barrel showed. And because of that, nafany traces it back to the head. YEKINDAR will fall as well. Virtus.pro are losing it all! They don't have a chance here anymore. They can't even save. Axel's coming in from behind. And they're just hunting. Buster's going to be caught out as well. Shiro gets the damage he needs. On the verge of 15, VP will flounder. They will fall.
And that's the collapse. SANJI won't get away with anything other. And VP on the back.
Smokes all they've got to delay this. And transactions are paused because Buster's trying to save it. But interz inside the smokes already taking him down. Now without utility. Now without weaponry. Now without chances. VP must fight against fortune and monsters, but SANJI, he's come through with the first. They're gonna try to trail forward with more nafany, however it keeps them at bay, and interz will put them down in the ground. YEKINDAR low, but not gone yet. Not until Shiro hunts him down at least. It's only Qikert left alone. A 1-on-3. They're fighting back, but VP, they gambled with their lives and they're about to die. 16-14. History repeats itself, but the victor is different this time over Michael.
Over into the connector. Is there anybody home? nafany clears it out. SANJI on the other side, though, and SANJI's going to get the better of him. Hobbit there with the instant response, but this could...
And Qikert, though, that's a crucial one, and you'll have to see whether or not he can actually get the kill. He's dropped it, and that's a smoke and flashbang gone with it. VP now have to get onto the bomb site without being able to block out any sightlines.
Oh, interz wasn't spotted, but he missed out on his line, and Jame's able to capitalize. The double from Jame is massive. Now a man advantage coming into this, and Gambit gonna have to scramble to get this one underway.
Hobbit's coming in from behind. They still have the pincer set up, but with James double and maintaining his HP and armor, this is just looking like it's a bloodbath. Hobbit's alone. He's got to go for 4. 2 so far, and as he trails in, Buster's in position to stop the bomb defuse as well. He doesn't have a kit, and James been able to reveal that fact. Hobbit cannot stick it, and now the time's running away. James just peeks out with 4 kills.
We were a little concerned that their T-side could be a slow roller.
Oh.
More than already halfway there, but okay, now I'm really concerned because...
3v2 should VP go directly onto the bomb site. And that's why Gambit, they're playing that buddy system. And that's what you want to see, but interz is the only person who's lonely and friendless. Jame opens the door, reveals his position. nafany hoping to catch him off guard, and he should be able to do that as he turns around to close the door. Jame, politeness is not something you need. And as SANJI tries to get onto the bomb site, a smoke and another one will at least give them a little bit more space. SANJI's been good on these anti-ecos, but that Molotov, it's perfectly placed. He can't move out unless it's through the smoke. Axel's got another kill already. A 1-on-4. SANJI has a Galil, tries to move past, but it's Hobbit to finish off. Every single gun is even practically recoverable. Virtus.pro, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, these anti-ecos are... really a struggle for them. Plagued them in that last map as well. Part of the reason where Gambit edged it out, and just as they're setting up for that 3-0, they dodge out on the first anti-force buy. And the deagle striking. And trying to throw some threats over towards B. Keep Gambit guessing. There's a flash on through as well. Gambit were looking for that information. VP still staggered.
Oh, the flashbang does come out, but Qikert manages to avoid it just barely. That's all they need. Hobbit still around the pillar, waiting for the push to come through. No more flashes. Has to come out with just his fist, and he is fighting and swinging. Ducking and diving around the pillar. No one to contend with him. It's KOs all over. 4 kills for Hobbit. And he has come to play. VP. Sorry to break it to you, but the playground bully, he's back. And he's got a great job, great grades, great everything. And he's not backing down. Not sure the zoomers are there, man. But with 25 seconds, Virtus.pro are trying to get onto the B bomb site. interz on the corner and Qikert on the floor. interz, though, that flashbang doesn't catch him out, and SANJI looking the wrong way. interz going the right way, all the way home with a trophy in his hands. Can't pluck it out yet, though. Jame, 50 HP, good place to plant the bomb. He's able to move back because of it, but no, he's going forward. Straight into water he goes. He's got another kill. It's back to a 2v2, but nafany through the smoke is good for another. Buster tries to lean back. A 1-on-2 for him, but that flashbang, man, can't be feeling too good about it. And as he peeks outwards, he will deny the bomb defuse. Axel's got some time to work with, but he needs to get the kill, and he knows it. As he leans back in, Buster will not be peeking just yet. There's only a second left. He's not going to peek in time. Buster can't get it. Axel even tags him up afterwards. Buster running with it.
But hey, maybe that leads VP into a false sense of security. YEKINDAR's going to be that front man, still struggling to get a kill on the board. 57's death, and it is going to be exactly that. nafany knocking him down. That bomb retrieved, and they're trying to lurk their way out into B.
Qikert is moving forward, but again, the problem of rotations is always there. Qikert's low, and they're swinging out. nafany can't find the kill, can't find the target, no time. And interz is coming in. He's a snake in the grass, and he's coming out from the boots.
Oh.
One more casualty of war is remaining, and SANJI, well, he's just another bed in a hospital. Well, you're going to be put into the grave. 6th round on the board for Gambit. Michael. This is just something different.
Of some nice greenery, so get your yoga mats out. Gambit are putting on a show. Shiro opening things up with the AWP, but he's going to be uncontested at distance. Buster.
How dare you? How dare you? Do not enter. And they're all going like, oh, damn. He can kill you with a shadow.
They're gonna, yeah, just limp back into spawn even with all that effort towards getting that bomb, realizing that this round is done. It's number 9 here for Gambit, and it's Shiro that hits the shots over at long. It was back-to-back-to-back frags that VP just weren't anticipating. They've been playing very contained into these bomb sites, and now with Shiro with the advancement, it's not
for them. It was a great day, but interz now he knows they're coming. The AUG is good for 1, and Hobbit is good for the follow-up.
13. Doesn't seem like Gambit have let up at all. Still foot on the gas. Axile wants to instigate, and that's the bomb spotted out. Jame dropped. They've got some space over towards long, but Buster segmented by a smoke. Flash is coming too. Oh my goodness, they're just reading everything that VP have to offer, and SANJI, a 1-on-4 would certainly be well placed.
SANJI, well, starts off the way he needed to, but with time ticking away and a bomb that needs to be planted, SANJI's wondering what he can even do. There's a circle around Axel coming in from behind. Bombs being planted should be successful. Axel can't get in position in time to deny, but he's in position to deny the win.
Man, they're just playing so sick.
Yeah.
There have been moments where it does feel like the VPT side has at times looked a little uninspired. Sure, there's good and bad to every equation. But Gambit...
Load on, though. YEKINDAR.
This is big for YEKINDAR.
This is massive. He should be able to find Shiro as well. Finds at least one over here. Axel as well, not quite ready to turn. And Gambit, for the first time in forever, will find themselves at a big disadvantage going into the retake. But the bomb, it's so far away. Michael, could this be a rotate back? nafany seems to be wondering that very fact. And the bomb actually taking so long to come over might work out in their favor. 40 seconds and nafany tries to go for information. It's now a 5-on-2. Gambit will have to fight colossal odds.
Because there was no tap of that bomb as well, Gambit were even considering that option for VP. Whether they rotated back and last round of the half, of course. It's time to go, and they're walking the distance. Couple of flashes, that kit available as well, so time is going to be less of an issue, but these advanced positions for VP, they certainly will be.
Pass, YEKINDAR will catch him with his head turned.
Does he ace it?
Should be a nice one, but not quite there. YEKINDAR. There should be at least one more man with him, but now they're suddenly wising up. They're suddenly figuring out what's going on. interz, though, is hunting down YEKINDAR. Will find the kill. It's a 4-on-4, and the kit needs to be recovered. So interz should be able to get at least one more duel. That's why Hobbit comes through to try and double up in that fight. And SANJI, as he reveals his position, while he's trying to go for the kit and recovering it, will not be able to just yet. Hobbit keeps on going. Jame and Qikert. A 2-on-4, an early advantage, but in the grand scheme of things, the mastermind strategist of nafany will come out on top. Jame, though, wants to come through with brute force. 2 kills so far, still looking for more, but no. Has a no damn chance.
Jame took ownership in that round. Other side of dice. Really procedural execute here from Gambit. And the nades do substantial damage. Jame finding the headshot as well. Buster has got himself into the site around this smoke. And because they're tagged, the deagles become that much more deadly.
Axel, ooh, around the corner with the Mac 10 is able to move past. He's trying to spray down Buster, but Buster's fighting back with his own deagle. 2 quick kills. Smoke, it's about to dissipate. Buster might be an isolated duel first, though, and he reveals himself. Hobbit is still fighting back. Shero providing cover fire where he can, but with time running down, Hobbit's moved through. Hobbit only good for 1, and Shero, well, there he goes, right back at it. And Qikert, he knows right now it's a lot more important to save that Palmas than actually kill Shero.
And the longevity of everything with the CT side economy, they'll take what they can get, so single advantage you can get, and taking as much damage through the smoke like that, of course that adds to variance, but look what Hobbit's up to. He was just holding for aggression on short, it never came, so he gets aggressive himself. Look how far away everyone else is, and that damage adds up. Hobbit finishes off the job, there's 2 players dead at B.
If you're not gonna get aggressive, well, I will. Gambit setting up nicely for the 15. YEKINDAR hoping to try and catch out interz on the flank, but SANJI's the one to deliver for now. Delivery has been interrupted. The rider has fallen, and Axel will as well. A 1 on 3. Buster's all alone. He's done so much for his team, but he can't keep them in it. Can they keep their hopes and dreams alive for a little while longer?
Come on, man. They can't catch a break.
And nothing being let up. Oh! There you go. There's your break. SANJI checks the angle. And now he's playing from inside the smoke. He's moving past as it dissipates, gets another one. Trading away perfectly. VP have bought a much longer lease on life with this. Gambit will be forced to save these 2 weapons. Virtus.pro, they're in the clear for this round at the very least. A 7th found. SANJI, always the man to build.
I think they kicked in a long time ago, in all fairness.
See the double peek coming in. It's working out for VP, but not for long. They've just ripped them apart to shreds. YEKINDAR and Jame. A lot of players low on the Gambit side, and YEKINDAR will find 1. Jame makes it 2. They're bringing it back, but can they keep it going? Jame with a flashbang of smoke in his hands, and YEKINDAR with a mess on his hands that he's got to come through and clean up. Smoked off on short, has to come in from Monster. Flashes are ready, chucks one over wildly, but Hobbit's just ducked away behind the toxic barrels. Axel will take the peek with him, and it's 16 for Gambit. They've made their way through. They are your champions of the Epic League. They will be able to find themselves moving.